Jai Hind everyone, welcome to my channel Aspiring Carrots. Friends, if you are new to my channel, please go and subscribe my channel as well as also hit the bell icon for the latest updates of my videos. Friends, this is my third video on geopolitics and international relations as well as the SSB lecturate series. Friends, earlier I have covered Indo-Pakistan relationship as well as Indo-China relationship in a detailed way. So please you can go and check in the description box and see that video too. Friends, in the coming videos, I am going to cover each and every geopolitical issue as well as international relations, as well as I will also cover the world institutions. We will also see major disputes in the world which is important from Indian perspective, as well as we will also see some social issues, economic issues, and some topics related to science and tech which is going to be very useful for any type of preparation. If you are preparing for civil services as well as for the defense examination, it is going to be very useful for you. So friends, in this video I am going to talk about Indo-Nepal relationship in a detailed way. We are going to see why India and Nepal relationship is in news nowadays. We are also going to cover the map battle between two nations, and we will see each and every aspect in a detailed way. So friends, this video is going to be very qualitative as well as very informative but bit long, so stay tuned till last so that you can have a better understanding of this topic. Moving ahead, friends, we all know that recently Nepal has claimed three regions, Limpiadhura, Kalapani and Lipu Lake, as their own territory, though it is a part of Indian territory and part of Uttarakhand state of India. But the key point to remember is that India has rejected the new map of Nepal, saying that Nepal's new map involves artificial enlargement of territories, which is not based on historical facts and evidences. So friends, India has urged the government of Nepal to refrain from such unjustified cartographic assertions and respect India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. India has also asked Nepal to return to dialogues. Friends, but why this is in news? Why Nepal is protesting against us? Why they are complaining about these border issues? Why they are releasing the new political map? Friends, recently Nepal move came after India's defense minister inaugurated a motorable link road that connects India and China, significantly reducing the time of Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. You can see in this image that BRO cut short the Kailash Mansarovar pilgrimage time by building 80-kilometer long road. Friends, that road passes through the territory at the Lipu Lake, and Nepal claims that Lipu Lake area as their own territory. The major dispute is this. You can see in this map that Limpiadhura, Lipu Lake as well as Kalapani, all three places is claimed by India from very long time, but Nepal in the recent map has shown all three areas as their own territory. Friends, earlier Nepal has protested strongly against India when India published a new map which showed the region of Kalapani as their part of Indian territory. Nepal has also expressed displeasure on 2015 agreement between India and China for using the Lipu Lake pass for trade without consulting Nepal. So this is not the first time when Nepal is protesting, though Nepal has protested several times, but this territory belongs to India because this territory is been claimed by India for a long time. Now we will see what is the border dispute between India and Nepal. We have recently seen that the Kalapani, Limpiadhura, Lipu Lake tri-junction between India, Nepal and China, as well as Susta area, it is a place in western Champaran district of Bihar. This is the major border dispute between India and Nepal. We will see all these places in greater detail here. Kalapani, my dear friends, Kalapani is a valley that is administered by India as a part of Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand. Pithoragarh is a district in Uttarakhand and all these area is under Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand only. It is situated on the Kailash Mansarovar road. So it is very useful, or it is very useful for the pilgrimage travelers, all the pilgrims travelers to Kailash Mansarovar route. Earlier they have to cover a very long route, they have to move from Sikkim side, but now by building this road, 80-kilometer long road, this route has been shortened. So Kalapani is an advantageous advantageously located at a height of over 20,000 feet and serve as an observation post for that area. Friends, this Kalapani region, here military post is also there since 1962. So the Kali River in the Kalapani region demarcates the border between India and Nepal. Friends, during the British era, the Treaty of Sugauli in 1816 was done, and according to Treaty of Sugauli, the Kingdom of Nepal and British India, they have a border demarcation. So according to this treaty, the the area which is east to the Kali River belongs to Nepal, and which is west to the Kali River belongs to India. But the actual problem is both countries did not locate the source of Kali River, because the discrepancy in locating the source of Kali River led to the boundary dispute between India and Nepal, with each country producing maps supporting their own claims, because the actual source of Kali River is not told, or both claimed the actual source as different sources. Friends, what is Nepal's stand on this topic? Recently, Nepal says that Kali River originates from a stream at Limpiadhura, northwest of Lipu Lake. Thus, Kalapani and Limpiadhura and Lipu Lake fall to the east of the river and parts of Nepal, Dharchula district. Lipu Lake was deleted from country's map by the king to get favors from India. Friends, earlier Nepal was not a democratic country; it was ruled by monarchs. So this statement says in that the Lipu Lake was deleted from country's map by the kings to get the favors from India. So it could be a possible reason. The territory of Kalapani was offered to India by King Mahendra after 1962 Indo-China War, who wanted to help India's security concern due to perceived lingering Chinese threat. Yes, during 1962 there was a threat, as China has claimed the entire Tibet, which was earlier not their territory. But so after 1962, Nepal has also some fears that if China will claim their territory also as their own, there could be a difficulty. So the king of Nepal has given this area to the Indian side, so that they can establish their military post over there. So Kalapani was not a part of Indo-Nepal dispute as claimed by Nepal side. It was Nepal's territory that the king has allowed India to use temporarily, and the new map is in fact a document that was in circulation in Nepal till 1950s. But friends, India's stand is different on it. Kali River originates in springs well below the Lipu Lake Pass, and the Sugauli Treaty does not demarcate the area north of these streams. Friends, the actual dispute is both countries not recognizing the Sugauli Treaty. And even if they are recognizing the Sugauli Treaty, there is several changes in the Sugauli Treaty after 1860. Because when Britishers first time demarcated the area in 1816, they shown the Kali River source from Limpiadhura. But later on, in different years, they have changed their locations and they have established different maps. So friends, the administrative and revenue records of the 19th century also show that Kalapani was on Indian side and counted as part of Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand. Friends, here India does not claim anything, it's just believed that whatever India was part of British India, and as India got independent in 1947, they are following the same map and they have not changed anything new. So friends, according to this, as Nepal has not claimed this issue for so long, so it is an Indian territory and India has its claim from several decades. So what is the issue involved between it? Nepal's deliberate effort to make Lipu Lake Pass a disputed triangle between India, China and Nepal, in which Nepal has an equal share. India perceived Nepal to be tilting towards China under the leadership of Prime Minister KP Oli and his Communist Party. Friends, because this perception is very logical, because we have recently seen that in Nepal, Mandarin language is also allowed in the schools and colleges. So friends, this shows, and the engagement of China and Nepal has increased a lot. So this could be a possible logic that Nepal is tilting toward China. Despite the open borders between both countries and people to people connect, the level of distrust in Nepal about India have only increased in these days. So what could be done? Friends, given the importance of ties with Nepal, we have heard that Indo-Nepal relationship is categorized or told as roti beti ka rishta. India must not delay delaying with the matter at the time when it is already facing a face-off with China in Ladakh and Sikkim. So since the free movement of people is permitted across the border, Nepal enjoys immense strategic relevance from Indian national security point of view, and as terrorists often use Nepal to enter India. Therefore, a stable and friendly relationship with Nepal is one of the requirements which India can't afford to overlook. Friends, now we have seen why Indo-Nepal relationship in news. We will now cover Indo-Nepal relationship in depth. We will see each and every event, what is the historical ties, geographical ties, what is the importance of Nepal from Indian perspective, why we cannot afford to lose Nepal, because Nepal is our closest neighbor, and to closest neighbor we are like brothers. We are like brothers and we cannot afford to lose our brother. So friends, moving ahead, we will see that Nepal is an important neighbor of India and occupies special significance in its foreign policy because of geography, history, cultural links, economic links, and not from decades or 2 decades or 3 decades. These linkages span centuries. So India and Nepal share familiar ties in terms of Hinduism, Buddhism, with Buddha's birthplace Lumbini located in present-day Nepal. We have seen Pashupatinath temple in Nepal, which is a famous pilgrimage site for the Hindus. The two countries not only share an open border and unhindered movement of people, but they also have close bonds through marriages and familial ties known as Roti Beti Ka Rishta. Because friends, their Tarai region people have close links with people of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. So the India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1950 forms the bedrock of a special relationship that exists between India and Nepal. It also gives Nepal access to weaponry from India. Now we will see what is the geographical importance of Nepal. Friends, as we can see in this map, Nepal share boundaries with 5 Indian states, that is Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Sikkim. And it has around 1800-kilometer long boundary. Hence it is an important point of cultural and economic exchange. So what is importance for India can be studied, friends. If we see the Nepal importance from perspective of India, it can be studied from 2 different angles. The first is strategic importance for India's national security, and second one is India's role perception in international politics. In international politics, even a small country or a big country, it doesn't matter. A country matters. So India's role perspective in international politics is the second point which can be studied in a detailed way. Friends, Nepal is right in the middle of India's Himalayan frontiers, and along with Bhutan, it acts as a northern borderland, flanks and acts as a buffer state against any possible aggression from China. Really, it acts as a buffer state, and earlier we have 2 states, Tibet and Nepal, which were acting as a buffer state, but now as China controls Tibet, so Nepal is the only state which act as a buffer between India and China. There are various rivers which originates from Nepal, and rivers originating in Nepal feeds the perennial river system of India in terms of ecology and hydrological potential. Many Hindu and Buddhist religious sites are in Nepal, making it an important pilgrimage site for the large number of Indians. So friends, now we are going to see what are the different areas of cooperation, because as India and Nepal is so close to each other, they have unhindered movement, people movement from each country. A large number of people work in their in respective countries to earn their livelihood. We have a huge dependence on each other. So what are the different areas of cooperation? First, we will talk about trade and economy. Friends, India is Nepal's largest trade partner and the largest source of foreign investment, besides providing transit for almost the third country trade of Nepal. Friends, in trade, Nepal is a landlocked country, we all know, and from 3 sides it is covered with India. on the fourth side towards Tibet, there is very less vehicular access. So the entire trade, you can see 80 to 90% of trade of Nepal is done through India. Indian firms engage in manufacturing, services, power sector, tourism industry, and many more areas. If we talk about connectivity, Nepal being a landlocked country, I have talked about that it is surrounded by India from three sides. One side is open towards Tibet, which has very limited vehicular access. Indo-Nepal has undertaken various connectivity programs to enhance people-to-people linkage and promote economic growth and development. Friends, recently we have seen that the government is laying electrical rail track linking Kathmandu with Raxaul in India. India is also looking to develop the inland waterways for the movement of cargo within the framework of trade and transit agreement, providing additional access to sea for Nepal, calling it linking the Sagar Matha with Sagar, means linking the Mount Everest to the Indian Ocean, so that the economic growth and development could be enhanced between two countries. There are various developmental assistance given by India to Nepal. We have seen that Indian government in 2015, when they have faced an earthquake, through the Operation Maitri, we have provided large assistance to Nepal. We have provided around 1 billion assistance to Nepal. The government of India provides developmental assistance to Nepal, focusing on creation of infrastructure at the grassroots level. The area of assistance includes infrastructure, health, water resources, education, rural and community development. Friends, we have defense cooperations too. Bilateral defense cooperation includes assistance to Nepalese army in its modernization through provision of equipment and training. The Gorkha Regiment of Indian Army are partially raised through the hill districts of Nepal, and recruitment is done to the hill districts of Nepal, partially recruitment. India from 2011 every year undertakes joint military exercise with Nepal known as Surya Kiran. So friends, we have defense cooperations too. If we talk about culture, we are culturally united. If we can talk about Hinduism, we can talk about Buddhism, we have different sides. So there have been various initiatives to promote people-to-people contacts in areas of art, culture, academics and media with different local bodies of Nepal. India has signed 3 sister city agreements like Kathmandu, Varanasi, Lumbini, Bodh Gaya and Janakpuri, Ayodhya, and we are going to build the Ramayan circuit very soon. Humanitarian assistance. Nepal lies in sensitive ecological fragile zone which is prone to earthquake, floods causing massive damage to both life and money, whereby it remains the biggest recipient of India's humanitarian assistance. Friends, we are part of various multilateral partnerships, multilateral forums, like we are part of BIMSTEC, we are part of BBIN, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India and Nepal, we are part of NAM, we are part of SAARC, and we have seen that India is very close to Nepal, and India has always favored Nepal. India always wanted to have a good relationship with Nepal because it is our neighbor and we cannot afford to overlook our neighbors. But friends, in spite of having a good relations, a deep ties with Nepal, we have certain challenges which we will resolve peacefully. Friends, first challenge is internal security. Internal security is a major concern for India. Indo-Nepal border is virtually open and lightly policed, which is exploited by terrorist outfits and insurgent groups from northeast part of India. Supply of trained cadres, fake Indian currency. Friends, over time we have seen that trust deficit has widened between India and Nepal because of Indian reputation of delaying implementation of various projects. We are engaged in hydropower projects in Nepal, but there is a tendency that we delay the implementation of various projects. So this has over time, the repercussions of this is that trade deficit has increased between two nations. Nepal over the years has witnessed chronic political instability, including a 10-year of violent insurgency, damaging Nepal's development and economy. There is an anti-India feeling among certain ethnic groups in Nepal, which emanates from perception that India indulges too much in Nepal and tinkers with their political sovereignty. Yes, friends, this is very much common, and newspapers are covering this topic because we have seen that in Madheshi issue in 2015 undeclared blockade as claimed by Nepal, there is huge protest by the Nepali citizens regarding India. They have also protested against the interference in their constitution making. So friends, uh, as Nepal claimed that India interferes a lot in their politics, their citizens had turned anti-Indians nowadays. Not all, but few ethnic groups have turned anti-Indians. The establishment of diplomatic relation between India and China, between Nepal and China, and its growing influence in Nepal has resulted in declining traditional leverages of India in Nepal. We have seen that the developmental assistance given by China in Nepal has increased. Their links, economic links, as well as their assistance to Nepal has increased a lot. So friends, even their language has been allowed in Nepal's colleges and schools. So the Chinese influence in Nepal has increased a lot. As claimed by India, the Communist Party is bit tilted towards the Communist Party of China. Now friends, what is the way forward? We have seen that what are the convergence areas, what are the divergence areas. Now, as both countries cannot afford to overlook each other, so what is the way forward between two nations? Friends, India should provide an alternative narrative for India-Nepal ties, one that takes into account long-standing people-to-people ties and cultural connects. India should also try to convey to Nepal leadership about the congenial and friendly environment that 6 to 8 million people, Nepali citizens living in India, enjoy. India should focus on fructifying the potential of hydropower corporations, which has remained untapped largely due to differing perceptions. India should maintain policy of keeping away from internal affairs of Nepal. Meanwhile, in a spirit of friendship, India should guide nations towards more inclusive rhetoric. With the immense strategic relevance in Indian context, as Indian security concern, stable and secure Nepal is one of the requirements which India cannot afford to overlook. Both countries are affected due to misuse of the open border by internal and external forces. So the responsibility of border management and regulation depends on both countries. So friends, therefore, any thoughtless erosion of this century-old togetherness may prove difficult for both countries. Friends, Indo-Nepal relationship cannot be overlooked at any cost because we are very close to each other. Not only geographically, we are culturally linked, historically linked, and the people to people relation is so close that we cannot afford to have a different other enemy on different fronts. So friends, I hope this video is informative, qualitative. Sorry for making this video so long, but this video is very informative, my dear friends. Please hit the like button, share this video to large number of people, and please like and subscribe this channel. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone.